Here we are again, ready for a new math lesson today. I hope you're having a good time and I hope you're learning. Okay, so you should have a page in front of you. Oop, almost forgot. We have to do our calendar, remember? Now, I told you yesterday that you need to find the very next day. And the very next day today I got to get this straight on here. It's ridiculous. Should be Friday. So on Friday, it should be the 11th. Can you put the 11th on the Friday? It should be the very next day. Okay, so it should be Friday, October the 11th, 2019. Okay, make sure you put your calendar and keep it beside you, or you can put it on the wall if your mom and dad will let you. And that way you can look at it and you can know what the days are. Okay, all right. Now you should have a page out today, and it should have some shapes on it. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about shapes and patterns today. And shapes and patterns are important. Now, I want you to think about the rainbow. When you see a rainbow, you may not know it, but every rainbow is always the same color. Ask your mama, because I know she can say the names of the colors because I taught her. But every rainbow is always the same pattern of colors. Can you look around your room or wherever you are? Do you see a door? What shape is a door? It's a rectangle, because a rectangle has two long sides and two short sides. And all four of the lines are straight, and there's four corners. Okay, do you see any windows? How about books? Do you see picture frames on the wall? What about this? What shape is this? It's a square. It's got four sides, four perfect sides, four corners. But why is this different than a rectangle? Do you know why? A rectangle has two long sides and two short sides, but a square has all sides the same. That's the difference between a square and a rectangle. All right, so I'm going to put something on the screen here, and we're going to practice a little bit with some shapes just to make sure that you know them. And then we're going to go ahead and get on with our lesson, okay? All right, let's look at some of these shapes. I'm going to put some shapes up here. Are you ready? Let's put, what is this? That's a rectangle. Let's see, what is this? It's a square. Of course, that's a circle. And of course, this is a triangle. What's this? It's an oval. You know all of these shapes, right? All right. Now, let's think about this. Now, let's look at this rectangle. What if I turned it this way? Is it still a rectangle? Of course. What if I turned this triangle like this? Is it still a triangle? Of course. All right, rectangles have two long sides, two short sides. They do have four corners and four straight lines, just like a square. But see how they're different? See, a square has all four sides the same. Okay, triangles have three. And ovals are just big, fat, stretched out circles. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and take a peek at our page that we're going to look at today. It's got some shapes on it. You see this page right here that we're going to look at? All right, this is the page that you should have. Now, these angles right here on a square, when they come down and they go straight over like that, and then this here, it goes straight down and straight over. You see that perfect little, you could just write, let me just show you how to do that. I'll just show you how to do that if I can. Let me see. I'm going to do this right. I'm going to show you what a right angle is. Watch this. I'm going to make a perfect little tiny square right there. You see that? And I can do it here. I can do it up here, or I can even do it right here. I can do it down here. And I can do it up here. You see this? These are called right angles. These are called right angles. And they measure 90 degrees, which you'll learn that later on. But you see how these, the rectangles, and see, I can't do that. I can't do that in the triangle or the circle, can I? No, I can't. Let's look at these like they're, they are, let me erase this. Let's look at these as a pattern and see if we can figure out what comes next. Okay, so here we go. First, when you figure out a pattern, you want to look at kind of what we call the base of the pattern, the foundation of the pattern. So that means that you're going to start with it and go until you see that same thing again. So square, circle, triangle, square. Okay, so here this one's the same and this one's the same. So that's where you want to stop. And then you say, okay, so the base of this pattern is square, circle, triangle, square. Square, circle, triangle, square. See, that's going to be your pattern. Square, circle, triangle, square. That's your pattern. Okay, so here's the other. Square, circle, triangle, and it'll be a square. So can you draw a square in your blank? Good. Let's look at this one. Let's find this, the foundation or the base of this. Triangle, rectangle, circle, circle, triangle. There we go. See, these are the same right here. Okay, so we know this is our base, but we're just going to circle the ones that are in just the base because it goes triangle, rectangle, circle, circle. And here's our other one, triangle, rectangle, circle, circle. See, they're the same. So if they're the same, that means that pattern keeps going. So what should come next? A triangle should come next, then the rectangle. Okay, see how this pattern, it repeats. There's that, there's that, there's that. It repeats. Okay, this asks what are the patterns of, what shapes are these in the patterns? You know these shapes: square, circle, triangle, square, circle, triangle, square, square, circle, triangle, rectangle, blah, 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 blah. You know the rest of those, don't you? All right. Now, you should have one more page. Would you look on that page for me? Now, there's 3 things written on that page. I'm not going to bring it up, but this is what it tells us. It says, tell your teacher what makes a square and then draw one here. Can you tell me? Now, I can't hear you, but I want you to tell me just like I can hear you. What makes a square? Did you say 4 lines make a square? 4 lines make a square like this? 4 of the same lines, same size lines, something like that? Can you draw one there on your paper? At the bottom of your paper, it should say page 22. I can bring that up. No, not that. Let me bring this up for you so you can see it. It would be this page right here. Ta-da! Tell your teacher what makes a square. Remember what makes a square? There are 4 straight lines that make a square. This says tell your teacher what makes a rectangle and then draw one here. I bet you can tell me. Tell me before I tell you. What makes a rectangle? 4 straight lines, 2 long ones and 2 short ones, right? Is that what you said? Something like that? Can you draw one right here, a rectangle? Now I have a thinking problem here. Do you see this right here? Let me get back over here. You see this? Remember what we said this is? When we can draw a perfect little square right there, it's called a right angle. It says if both squares and rectangles have 4 corners like this and 4 sides that are straight, then what's the difference between them? What's the difference in a square and a rectangle? Remember, a square is all the same, but a rectangle has 2 long sides and 2 short sides. Okay? You understand that? Very good. All right then. Well, that is all your math lesson for today.